Hey, what's going on, world? This is Automagic. Actually, this is Brian with Automagic Adventures. So today, show you how to fillet a fish, okay? So I just caught a steelhead and I'm gonna go through the process of cutting the fish up. What I do, there's a lot of different ways to skin a fish, different ways to skin a cat. So today we're gonna be filleting a steelhead. So if you point down here on the camera, so I have a little fish, it's a fillet away fish mat. I really like how that little grippers on it holds the fish in place. Sometimes I find it's helpful just to have a little wet wash rag right next to the fillet station. And then this is something I just bought, made in Japan, stainless steel. These are tweezers to grab the little fish bones that, everybody always chokes on the fish bones when they're eating fish. And I've already tried these out. These work really well. They're kind of a precision made tool. You grab that side bones and you pull them right out of the meat. And then you take them and go throw them in the garbage. So that's very important to have that. And then the last thing I like to do is have a big bag to put all the meat in. Just makes it a good, easy place to put everything as you're going. And pro tip, open the bag before your hands get all ooey gooey. So, last but not least, you need to get a fish. Can't go cutting a fish up without a fish. And I usually make sure that my fish is on ice. So this one's been sitting, nice fish though. This is a buck. Pretty easy to tell the difference between hens and bucks, but biggest thing is they have more meat on their sides. The hens kind of just have ribs and very light side meat because they have more room for all those eggs. So we'll get this started here. Okay guys, so step one for me is I always cut the fish's belly open. I just cut a line from right here all the way between these two fins, all the way up to there. It's good to have a super sharp knife as you're doing this. Makes things quite a bit easier. And when you look inside here, kind of look at the anatomy of that, you've got a fish heart, and I think these are the lungs right there, that pink stuff. And then these two things are the fish's reproductive equipment. What do you want to? This is the sperm sacs. So typically what I will do is I'll go in here and I just pull all this out to where I can kind of cut it loose on each end. A lot of this kind of seems like I'm doing it by braille a little bit, because I can't really look in there while I'm doing it very easily. I'll go throw this away in a minute. Now the last part of cleaning the fish is on the inside. If you look down in here, there's like a little dark colored thing. That's where their bloodline is. So you want to cut this open so you can get to all that blood and scrape it out of there. A lot of people use spoons or the back of your thumb. Ice cream scoops work really good. Hopefully nobody in my house sees this and knows what I'm doing, but look at how well that cleans that. Then you can kind of, if you want to, go over the fish with some type of a rag just to kind of help clean it up a little bit more, as they do kind of get a little bit slimy while they're sitting there waiting to get their day at the spa, getting all cleaned. So you can clean all that out if you want. A lot of people just use like a hose to wash them out. Okay, so I've mentioned this to the fish fillet away mat people. They didn't really care what I had to say. I was telling them that their mats aren't big enough. Seems like most of the fish I'm dealing with, You know, I need one more mat worth of mat length, but they said just buy a second one and put them next to each other, so I guess that's the only way to do it. All right, so here's the plan. So I'm going to cut right here, and I'm going to cut down through here, just right behind this gill plate. It's like a little hard bone plate. And then this is the meat. I'm going to cut right down here all the way to the spine, right on that backbone line. So I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm going to run my knife basically right down this spine all the way to the end of the tail. And this fish is big. I'm going to stop here and I want to show you inside here. You see right here? Those are the rib bones. So my attempt is to take this knife and kind of just scrape right on those bones and just scrape it all the way down to that bone, and then that way I'm catching all the meat and taking it right off of those bones. Anyway, so you run that like that. You just keep on finding that spine. And you just work your way down. I'm not doing a very good job, darn it. Oh well, it is what it is. Lost a little bit of meat there, not bad though. Oh, I butchered it. Oh well. So there's a little extra meat. Two options what you could do if you do have some extra meat on the spine. One option that really works well, people make salmon, it's like a chowder, but instead of clam chowder, it's a salmon chowder. And again, you can run this thing in here. See how I'm doing this? You got a whole scoop of pure goodness. This is all good chowder meat. You could run it all the way down to the tail. Oh, that's good meat. Anyway, there's no reason to waste good meat. The other thing, option number two, if you like to do what I like to do, I like going crabbing. Salmon and steelhead make really good crab bait. It's so good that you can even catch seals with it. They love it. I don't know why, but they do. All right, and then step two is you just flip the whole fish over and do the other side. So here we go. Side number two. Going in for the kill here, guys. Now the first side, what I did is I actually followed the rib line. This time I'm going to cut through the ribs just to show you the difference. So you can see here on the spine, I cut through all those ribs, and then I do have some meat there that I can get cleaned up for the steelhead chowder. So let's say you do it this way, like I did. You've got from here all the way through there is rib bones. Real easy to handle that. You just start and take 2 or 3 ribs at a time, like this, and then you just kind of filleting those ribs right off of the meat. Just like that. Another little bit right here, not much. It's easier to get it all done now than to try to pick it out while you're eating your fish. Okay, so that's done. Now you've got a nice full fillet. Two more things I want to go over. One, we're going to go over these rib bones and how to pull them out. The other thing I'm going to show you, this fin right here is a marker to me. The middle fin, it just tells me, like if I feel right here, I can feel where those bones are. They're right here. And then all of a sudden, I can't feel bones anymore, anything past that. So if you wanted to make a cut, like right at the end of that fin, you go like that. A lot of people cut it and they just put it in a Ziploc bag like that. I might as well just go ahead and cut through it, because when I get done and I want to present this to my family, I'm going to have this nice piece right here for using it as like a baked salmon tail or steelhead tail. The other thing people do is they put a hole in it right here. That way they can get their finger in there and hold it while they do their work. So that is a delicious dinner for a family, 2 or 3 people, pretty easily feed them. Let's see if I can throw all this in here real quick. And then this part here, I was going to show you these tweezers and what they do and how they work. So we've got little bones here. We grab that bone and pull it out. And grab the next bone, pull it out. Now these are, they call these lateral bones, I think. And basically, other than the ribs are just what keeps the fish's guts in place and keeps the meat separated from the belly. But these lateral bones, it just acts as extra stability for them when they're swimming. Kind of helps keep them going in the right direction, I guess. Some people don't like to eat fish, and they're specifically worried about it because maybe they don't like bones, or they've had a bad experience, or they found a bone, or they started choking on a bone, who knows what, but it's pretty good. These things work really well. You don't have to buy the exact same ones I bought, but you can buy these fish pullers, tweezers or whatever. They do a pretty good job. And you never end up getting all of them, you get most of them. And I just tell people to always be careful when they're eating. Come on out of there. Some of them get pretty powerful and hard to pull them out. So I'm going to finish doing that, pulling all the meat and cutting. I'm going to cut the 2 tails and put those in for making dinners. The rest of this fish is probably going to be something I'll either give away to some family that wants it, or it'll be cut it up and use it, make it into smoked steelhead, which is delicious too. So thanks for watching my show. Thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for watching me kind of brutalize and destroy that poor fish. Didn't mean to. I did my best. I know I'm not the best at it, but at least I'm showing you how to do it, how I do it. Typically my fish aren't so small. When it's a bigger fish, it's super easy, but these little tiny ones like this makes it tough for me to do. So I tell you what, I can't believe how big this fish really was. I was so excited to get it. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.